$1,900. You have $1,000 and you spend every cent on one raw material: coal, gold, cotton, copper, anything you can dig out of the ground or grow in a field. Then you lock it away and wait 125 years. Which one made you rich? Which one made you poor? And which one did nothing at all? I left a quiz below. Check it out before we start and see if you can guess the answer correctly. Have you done it? Let's race. Begin. 67 raw materials, $1,000 each. Now we let a century happen. Boron moves first. Borax hauled out of Death Valley by 20 mule teams. Manganese up 61%. You cannot make steel without it. Tungsten up 40%. Tungsten steel keeps its edge red hot and every machine shop on Earth wants some. Antimony jumps 112% and takes the lead. Remember about it. It comes back at the very end of this video. And now tungsten takes it, $2,000. You have doubled your money in 7 years. Rubber up 46%. Ford is putting America on wheels and wheels need tires. Platinum on top. Russia mines almost all of it. Cobalt up 322%. It hardens the steel that cuts other steel. Crude oil up 43%. Europe is quietly retooling. August 1914. War. The board reacts. Tungsten up 296%. It is what armor-piercing shells are made of. Antimony up 242%. Zinc 157%. Shrapnel and cartridge brass. The wildest bar of the war. Potash, fertilizer and explosives. Up 400% in a year. Nearly all of it mined in Germany, which the Royal Navy has just blockaded. America joins in. Wool up 55%, coal up 42%. Potash still 4 times your money. Then, in November, the guns finally stop. And the premium evaporates. Potash, minus 57%. Peace is expensive if you own a mine. Crude oil takes the lead for the first time. The automobile has arrived. Then the crash nobody remembers. Manganese loses 64%, rubber 57%. Crushed stone leads the board, plain broken rock. America is paving itself and the dullest material here is beating gold. Platinum, $3,000. And quietly, far down the pack, abrasive diamond is up 51%. Nobody is watching it. Rubber, up 171%. Britain has capped its Malayan plantations. Now one of the most explosive climbs. Abrasive diamond up 66%. It goes up 5 times over in 1 year and takes the lead. $6,000. De Beers controls every stone that reaches the market and sets the price by decree. 6,900, peak diamond. And then, in October, Wall Street falls off a cliff. Diamond loses 76% in a single year. A cartel can fix a price. It cannot make anyone buy. Cotton down 1/3, rubber down another 34%. There is no floor yet. 3 out of every 4 materials on this board are now worth less than you paid for them in 1900. Then the bounce. Iron ore up 163%, silver 81%. The factories restart. And gold gets a new price by decree. Roosevelt revalues it overnight, from $20 an ounce to $35. Antimony up 51%. Germany is rearming. Japan is in Manchuria, and the strategic metals start to move. Tungsten up 27%. Everyone who is expecting a war is buying it, and almost everyone is. Silicon takes the lead, not the chip kind, Not yet. This is ferrosilicon for electrical steel and armor plate. September 1939. Mercury jumps 40%. It goes into detonators. And another 69%. Mercury is fourth on the board. Every fuse in Europe needs a little of it. Tungsten takes the lead at 3,300. Japan has cut the supply lines out of China, and China was the mine. Timber up 31%. Every crate, barrack, and hull in the Pacific is made of wood. The war ends. Silver up 55% as the government stops hoarding it. And timber takes the lead. Soldiers come home, marry, and want a house. $4,000. Lead up 58%. The suburbs are being built at any price. Korea. Rubber more than doubles. The Cold War has discovered stockpiling. Tungsten retakes the lead. Bought by Washington purely so the Soviets cannot have it. Nearly $5,000. A stockpile bubble. And it is about to show you what happens when the only buyer walks away. Rubber up 66%. The last time it matters. Chemists can make it from oil. Timber back on top because tungsten has just lost 59% in a single year. The stockpile is full. Now the quiet part of the century. 20 years where almost everything gets cheaper. Rare earths join the board. One mine in California is about to supply the entire planet. Remember this bar too. Mercury up 65%. Its last good decade before we learn what it does to people. Silver up a third. America stops putting it in coins. A dime silver is worth more than the dime. August 1971. Nixon cuts the dollar's last link to gold. Money becomes an opinion and commodities notice immediately. And there it goes. Rare earths up 244% straight to the top of the board. Leather doubles, wool up 69%. Everyone would rather own a thing than a dollar. Wool up 103%, rubber 92%. And in October, OPEC turns off the taps. Crude oil up 145%. Phosphate up 257%. Fertilizer is made from gas, and gas followed oil. The worst recession since the 30s, and prices still climb. This is stagflation. Molybdenum up 40%. It goes into pipeline steel, and the world is building pipelines. Molybdenum up another 76%. Cobalt up 71%. Rebels have just invaded the Congolese mining province. Revolution in Iran. Oil goes vertical again. Timber hits $8,000, everything at once. January 1980. Gold up 75%, silver 65%. Two Texan brothers named Hunt are cornering the world's silver market. It nearly works. Then Volcker puts American interest rates up to 20% to kill inflation. Silver loses 54%, tantalum 68%, rhenium 80%. Molybdenum minus 40%, tantalum 44%. The great commodity boom is over for 20 years. The tin cartel runs out of money and simply stops trading. The London market closes. And Saudi Arabia opens the taps to punish the quota cheats. Oil loses 47%. Nickel up 172%. Iraq invades Kuwait and oil jumps, but look how small that spike is now. Timber, $9,400. Because federal court rulings enforcing the Endangered Species Act have curtailed logging in many federal forests across the Pacific Northwest to protect the northern spotted owl and its habitat. The Asian financial crisis. The economies that were buying everything stopped buying anything. Oil under $10 a barrel. Raw materials have almost never been cheaper. Oil is the only thing moving, up 31% off the floor. And then tantalum, up 525% in 1 year, straight to the top of the board. It makes the capacitors inside mobile phones, and the world has just decided that everybody gets one. Gas up 84%, oil 53%. The dot-com bubble bursts, the warehouses are already full, and tantalum falls 84%. 1 year up, 1 year gone. Rare earths quietly retake the lead. Almost nobody outside a laboratory has heard of them. Natural gas up 59%, nitrogen fertilizer 76%. Something is starting. China. Selenium up 328%, indium 266%, mercury 230%, molybdenum 205%. A billion people are industrializing at once. Natural gas takes the lead, oil right behind. Vanadium up 164%, tungsten 149%. This is the supercycle. Zinc up 129%. If you can dig it, Shanghai will buy it. And a new bar climbs into view. Uranium up 68%, flat on its back since the Cold War ended. Then the Cigar Lake mine floods, hedge funds start buying yellowcake by the drum, and uranium hits $136 a pound. Third place from nowhere. July 2008. Oil hits $6,800, the highest real oil price ever recorded. Then Lehman Brothers, one of Wall Street's largest investment banks, collapses, triggering a global financial panic. And the whole board falls at once. Gas down 55%, manganese 48%. Rare earths double. China, which mines almost all of them, cuts exports during a row with Japan. And now the tallest bar in this entire video. Rare earths, up another 190% to $22,800. China mines almost all of them, and China has just turned the tap down to a trickle. In the same year, a tsunami floods Fukushima, and uranium begins a 10-year slide. And rare earths lose 63% in 1 year. The mines outside China reopened. You cannot rig a price forever. American shale. Oil prices fall nearly 50% in a year, not primarily because of a war or an OPEC embargo, but because advances in drilling and hydraulic fracturing unleashed a surge of U.S. oil production, much of it centered in Texas. Uranium hits the floor. $18 a pound, $860 left of your $1,000. Cobalt up 86%, vanadium 120%. Electric cars are coming and the batteries are hungry. Iron ore up 31%, after a dam collapse in Brazil takes the biggest iron miner offline. The pandemic. Gold soars, and for one afternoon in April, a U.S. crude oil futures contract trades below zero, traders paying others to take delivery as storage runs out. Then the reopening. Coal doubles. Silicon up 74% because the planet has run out of semiconductors. February 2022. Russia invades Ukraine, Europe's gas is cut off. And coal, the most written-off fuel here, doubles and takes the crown. And loses it in 1 year. Europe finds other gas, the panic unwinds and coal falls 55%, gas 62%, nitrogen fertilizer 58%, Uranium is one of the few things still climbing. The world has quietly decided it wants reactors again. Antimony, up 81%. Beijing has just restricted its export. Uranium up another 32 on contracts signed to power data centers. And lithium, the metal of the future, minus 70%. 2025. Here the run ends and the winner is antimony, a flame retardant, a hardener for lead, the least glamorous metal here, up another 138%, $4,900. Gold takes second at the highest real price it has ever reached. Bismuth is up 261%, germanium 101. A century of waiting, and it comes down to the things nobody was watching. But that is only half the story. Now turn the board over and look at the 12 worst places on Earth you could have put your money. $12,000 spread across these 12. Today it is worth $787. Rubber, which put the world on wheels, $47 because chemists learned to make it out of oil. Aluminum, once so precious that an emperor served his best guests on aluminum plates while everyone else made do with gold, $80. Gallium and indium, the metals inside every screen you own, $16 and $17 respectively. And the worst investment of the century is abrasive diamond. The grit the whole industrial world is cut and polished with. In 1929, it was the most valuable material on this board. Then General Electric learned to make diamonds in a press, and your $1,000 became $1. That is the truth behind the data. Nothing here got cheap by accident. We do not get rich by owning the stuff. We get rich by learning how to make it. Which one surprised you the most? Which one did you expect to be on top and which at the bottom? Leave a comment below, and I will see you in the next video.